issue of policing, right? The intersection between policing and race and all of these things are, there's a, like I said before, there's a lot of things that are common to attitudes and how you bring with it, and we talked about that a bit yesterday, right?
Gangs, neighborhoods, South Central LA, where I represent.
Yeah.
Um, Police brutality. I mean, that's just something that's been going on in South Central forever. I mean, I'm 56, so I've been there forever, and that's where I live, and that's where I'm from. And basically, what's going on, even with the police killing. I mean, come on, that police knew that guy for 17 years. They worked together in a restaurant. I mean, why he killed his own coworker that he actually worked with for 17 years is a whole lot more than
It,
him just putting his neck on that. I mean, putting his knee on that man's neck and taking that man's life. I think it was something that probably wasn't resolved from some years back when they was coworkers. So,
so,
you know, so a lot of people don't understand that. They don't even know about that, and that's why it's really important to do research, because even his own wife want to divorce him now because of what he done, because she probably even know, why did you kill your friend? And so, and that's just something that just goes on. I mean, it's like over in South Central.
so
You th-
so yeah, I mean, we're going to talk about, South Central a little bit, but what I really wanted to get your reaction to is this video right here, which is why we couldn't really, it couldn't just start without you. Um, when we talk about policing, right?
Mhm.
Just put yourself in the mind of an officer and how that works. And so the title of the video, the title of what we're gonna talk about today is, "Are the police racist against white people?" That is the question. I'm asking that because what we're gonna do is we're gonna look at a particular video here, okay, and then I guess I'm just gonna set the backstory to this, and then see what your reaction to it is,
Okay.
okay,
Yeah.
and whether or not you would have done what this police officer did,
Okay.
okay.
Mhm.
So to give you the setup, the police, the dispatch gets a call from people saying that it was someone was in a hotel window with a gun pointed out of it,
Okay.
okay,
Someone's in a hotel window with a gun pointing out of it. So
right?
the police really don't know who that was, whether it was black or white. That was something. That's what you're saying.
Yeah, yeah, right. So they don't know, and the guy's name is uh, the guy's name is Daniel Shaver, right? So we're gonna talk about the Daniel Shaver situation here. Have you ever heard of that guy before?
No.
Okay, so we've never heard of this guy before, and to tell you the truth, guys, I did not hear of this guy before either until researching information for this video today.
Okay.
Okay, so this is explicit content here. Um, yeah, exactly. We're gonna ask this question. We're gonna look at this, and then we're gonna look at some data with all of these police shootings, and just talk about it.
Okay.
Okay, so this is explicit content, guys. If you're not used to seeing this kinds of stuff, I suggest you maybe look away for it a bit, because I want to try to use this to make a point, right? You've never heard of this shooting before. We've never heard of it, and look at what this police officer guy does. We're just gonna go through here. Hopefully, everybody could hear this.
Stop right there! Stop! Stop! Get on the ground, both of you! Lay down on the ground! Lay down on the ground!
Can you hear?
Apparently we have a failure for you to comprehensible instructions. I'm going to go over some of them again, okay? Can you both hear and understand me?
Yes.
All right. If you make a mistake, another mistake, there's a very severe possibility you're both going to get shot. Do you understand?
Yes. I do.
Yes. All right. This is, shut up. I'm not here to be tactful or diplomatic with you.
Mm-hmm.
You listen, you obey.
Okay, what do you...
Did I tell you to...
Now, you know, what's your opinion so far? Because I know that when the police approach us, right?
Mm-hmm.
And in this case, you know, the police officer, it sounds like he's having an attitude, right? But what do you initially think of that?
He's strictly on a power trip. That's just the way they is. No, this officer here is like more so. He really don't care who he come encounter with. It's like, I'm an authority figure. You're gonna do what I tell you to do. I don't care. It really don't matter what race. Dealing with one like that, I've seen them type of officers before, and no, I don't even think he's racist. I think that you just gonna do what he tell you to do because I am the police.
Because I am the police.
I am the police.
Do you think that it's do you think that the fact that they don't, okay, because remember we had that shooting in Las Vegas with the
Right.
with the guy in the hotel room just
Right.
you know he shot like, you know, hundreds of people
Right.
and stuff.
Right.
Do you think that is do you think that that's plays into the mind of this officer a little bit, or no?
No, because he sound like he's SWAT. That don't seem like that was a LAPD. That seemed like that was SWAT.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
SWAT
yeah.
is more so act more army like. You understand?
Yeah,
They more
yeah.
like
Mhm.
try to follow the lead of a Marine or something of that nature. This is
Mhm.
a brotherhood thing, and when we out there, whoever we come encounter with, they better bounce RBs. Other than that, we just gonna take them down. And that's exactly what he said. Personally, because he got to explain to them. So if they ever encounter another SWAT, you better react quickly to demands, okay? Because why? That's the way they used to dealing with their sergeants or whoever it is that's over them. So they figure now, okay, we over the civilians. They better dance to our beat because they understand who we are. Look at our uniform. Look at who we got. Look at my gun. So yeah, it's a whole different thing than dealing with LAPD.
So do you think that matters, right? There's a guy outside or up there in the balcony of the hotel with a gun, right? Mm-hmm. That's the report, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, do you send in your regular police officers in that case, or do you send in somebody like a SWAT team to try to neutralize the situation?
Well, first of all,
like, what would you do?
In this situation, if it was a situation in which you're speaking of, someone with a gun, they point you like they like the gun. Well, they got to first find out, is there some hostages on that floor?
Is there some what? Is there some what?
Hostages, people.
Oh.
That he can just grab and say, hey, back up, I'll blow our brains out, okay? So
they don't know.
They're not going to go in just that quick like that, no, because they don't even know if there's some hostages around. So they got to find out how many floors, how many people on the floor.
So they did that, right? They did that research and they went up to the, exact floor, and this is what
turned
they
out?
kind of, yeah.
You heard what he said.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't dance or I beat, you can lose your life. Bottom line,
yeah. So is that justified, right? Like, hey, get down. There's two people out here. It's like, get down. Hey, get down. If you don't follow my instructions, you're gonna get shot.
So you gotta understand, these guys here, they probably watch a lot of TV like some of us and think that, hey, a criminal can change uniform and she can put on a doggone dress and look innocent, or he can look like he just been sitting around in the sun, but actually he's the criminal that we looking for. So we got to make sure that this ain't who it is. So I can imagine what went through his head, mind for him, because that's what they trained to do versus what we would think as civilians. So So that's why I wanted to get your opinion on this, because we got different takes on it. So let's continue here.
Stop right there!
Brandon said if they're black, they've been shot already. Do you think that do you think that that's a valid assumption? If those two people were black, you think the officer would have came in there, saw it, and started shooting them? You know, why do we tend to think that?
I think black people would have got the same treatment. That's what I would have think. Now, if the black person would have reached for something, there's a chance 9 out of 10 he probably wouldn't have thought to shoot. But if they apply like these people, I don't think this man want to go out knowing that the black man and the woman was unarmed and I just blowed their brains out. I don't think that's going to look good on the news, okay? So, like I said, he's more like when you're dealing with these type of officers, they more like Marine trained. So they more like want to be authority figures. So just do what they say. That's what he's telling you. Just do whatever we say, and it can save your life because we'll blow your brains out.
So do you think that that skin color would have played any
different in this?
Yeah, in this here.
No. Could have been a Korean, it could have been a white, it could have been an Asian, could have been a Russian, it could have been anybody, and they would have acted just like they acted. They think they in Iraq or something. Come on, dog, for real. They look at everybody as an enemy, but the brother that's next to him. You gotta understand that you're dealing with a different type of officer.
Well, because I guess you don't know what kind of, and this taking place in Arizona, by the way.
Hello.
Okay.
Hello.
Hello.
You know about Arizona?
No, I don't know about.
You don't want to go down to Arizona playing around with them officers because they deal with a lot of illegal immigrants and the Mexican cartels and a whole lot of them. So they got many. You know, when you're dealing with cartels and dealing close to Arizona, you're dealing with some serious criminals that would kill you, and they know that. So they really look at what they are. They Caucasian or whatever. Well, they could be working for the cartels. Them officers know that. We say, well, no, them look like civilians, like they just came out their room. But how we really know that? How we know they're not a threat to the officers?
So yeah. So I'm showing this video to DJ here for the first time. So these are all original, reactions, much like that the officer would sort of be, right? Mm-hmm. For the first time. Warning: this is graphic content here, but what I really want you to do is to listen to what the conversation here and what is being said. Okay. The guy looks like he's unarmed. Mm-hmm. I guess from this grainy footage. They should have high D body cameras by the way, but whatever. Let's play. You hear that?
Apparently we have a failure for you to comprehensible instructions. I'm going to go over some of them again, okay? Can you both hear and understand me?
Yes.
All right. If you make a mistake, another mistake, there's a very severe possibility you're both going to get shot. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Yes. All right. This is... Shut up.
You get closer.
I'm not here to be tactful and diplomatic with you. You listen, you obey. For one thing, did I tell you to move, young man? Did I tell you to put both your hands on the top of your head and interlace your fingers? Take your feet and cross your left foot over your right foot. Who else is in the room? Nobody. Are you both strong? No.
No.
Alright. So you're not going to have any
Did you hear?
problems understanding
Are you both drunk?
Yeah.
Right?
But did you hear what they said?
No.
Oh, did they say no, or did you not hear what they said?
They said no, right?
Yeah, they
heard
did.
no.
Okay, good. Okay, good.
Can I go to the room?
No, you're not going to do anything but come towards us. Okay. Young man, you're not to move. You're to put your eyes down and look down at the carpet. You're to keep...
So one thing I have here is that the women, they seem to treat the women differently than they treat the guy. Like the women, they're like, "Oh, come here," and then she just basically comes. But the guy, they seem to want to like give all these extra instructions to him.
Well, for one thing, he was the one that wasn't following the first rules when he first spoke to them and told them what to do. She seemed like she was doing what she was supposed to do, but he's filling them out, and he felt like she's not a threat, but he's not for sure about him.
Is that sexist?
No. No, not in the police eye, because in their eye, they're watching out for themselves to make sure they can go home to their family. So I understand that part about it. You know what I'm saying? But this is what it is.
Okay, just to remind everybody of what the the topic here: are the police racist towards white people? That's the interesting thing. So we're gonna look at this and let's continue to look at this. Let's see. Brandon says, why were they called in the first place? They were called because they got reports of somebody having a rifle or a gun, pointing it out the window of this hotel room. I think it's a Holiday Inn.
Your fingers interlaced behind your head. You are to keep your feet crossed. If you move, we're going to consider that a threat, and we are going to deal with it, and you may not survive. Do you understand me? Yes, sir. Young lady, shut up and listen. Right? You are to keep your feet crossed. Take both of your hands, put them flat in front of you. You are to push yourself up to a kneeling position. Kneeling position. Now, put both your hands in the air. Okay, crawl towards us.
Look how she does it. Yeah.
Okay. Stop. Okay. Grab the pole.
Anything about that so far, right? She lifts her hand up in the air on her knees and she basically crawls towards him.
Mm-hmm.
And any comments about that? Right?
Wow.
Uh-huh.
No.
No.
I know.
No?
No.
Okay. Okay.
No.
No? Okay.
No.
Let's continue here. Now it's come time for the guy.
No, Rich, pull
Pull.
this way.
Pull. Let me know when you're clear. Clear? No, you're not clear. You're first. Yes. Okay, when you're done with that, lay her flat. Okay, I need one more cup rope. Okay. This is the deal. We're going to do almost like we did before. Okay? Okay, young man, listen to my instructions and do not make a mistake. You are to keep your legs crossed. Do you understand me? You are to put both of your hands, palms down, straight out in front of you. Push yourself up to a kneeling position. I said, keep your legs crossed!
That's weird.
I didn't say it was a conversation. Hands in the air! Hands up in the air! You do that again, we're shooting you. Do you understand?
Do not shoot me.
Then listen to my instructions.
I'm trying to do what you
Don't talk, listen! Hands straight up in the air. Do not put your hands down for any reason. You think you're going to fall, you better fall on your face. Your hands go back in the small of your back or down. We are going to shoot you. Do you understand me?
Yes, sir.
Crawl towards me. Crawl towards me!
Sir.
Don't talk!
And that's basically it. So I mean,
Hold on him. One with me.
what's your reaction there?
He told him that he was going to shoot him from the first beginning when he first came encounter with him if he make a mistake. Okay. Now the difference is from a black man versus a white man. We wouldn't have made that mistake. We would have known they was finna kill us.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. I would have listened to every damn demand and would have followed every damn rule that they would have told me, because I know them police was ready to kill me. Bottom line, they gave me head. They gave him a warning. They told him to not make no mistake. Listen good. It ain't no different than them officers in the penitentiary or the county jail. That's how they are.
It's I mean, but is that so when I saw that, I was like, okay, the instructions seem to be pretty confusing, and they seem to be pretty how can you cross your legs and do that at the same time, right?
Listen, man, listen to me.
Yeah.
What he experienced. No, we have experienced the same thing in our communities.
Okay.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
We have had to go through orders like that in our community. Okay. That's why you asked me when they asked her to crawl on her feet. On her legs or knees and come to me with your hands up. We had to do even worse. Probably crawl on our down bellies and come to them with our hands, with our until they tell us to do something else.
Yeah.
We have been in worse situations. We
Okay.
have been thrown on hot cars, and you have to just lay there with your hands on the car, and you knowing it's hot and it's running. Okay.
Wow. Yeah.
I mean, anybody with common sense, and then that white boy was scared. He was scared. He was nervous, and he felt he didn't do nothing. But for the officer, I'm gonna kill you if you do anything that I think that I feel like it's a threat. And when he put his hands behind his back, that was it. I said, why did he do that? Any one of us would have known to keep our hands in front. I want you to see my hands. I ain't got no weapon, no nothing. But when he put his hands behind his back, what was you expecting? I knew he was finna kill him.
That's...
He waited to kill. Really, you know what? The
He
way
knew he was gonna kill him?
he was
Oh,
like
man.
he was itching to do something. Come on, man. He was just too itchy, man. I mean, we would have known that in the hood. We would have known. Oh, this officer ready to kill one of us, man. We better not make no mistakes. Or that's the time when you just shut the fuck up. I mean, I don't mean to put it like that, people out there, but there's a time when you're dealing with a crazy ass officer, one of the ones that take them jobs so damn serious. You better shut the. And you're hoping it's in the daytime that they stop you versus the nighttime. They might just kill you.
Okay. So Brandon says, so we got some things here. He said crawl towards him, and he did follow the instructions. You know.
Who?
The guy who got shot, who got murdered.
Man, that guy put his hand behind his back. He got nervous and did the wrong thing and put his hands behind his back. He never should have put his hand. The man said, keep your hands in front of you. Put your hands up. Do not. We wouldn't. In our neighborhood, in the hood. Okay, hold on.
Oh, okay, yeah.
In South Central LA, I'm just gonna put it like that.
Put it like that.
We would have known never to put your hands in back of you. You better let them police see your damn hands. But like I said, you dealing with an officer that's more trained like he's a damn Marine or something, okay? They take it very, very serious. They don't hesitate about killing you. So that's a different officer than an LAPD, and the people, y'all need to understand that. But what he did and said is no different than what we experience in our own community. So that's what it is.
Okay, and that's sort of what I wanted to piece out, right? Because people are saying that the police are racist with this
situation.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, people are saying, so if that was a black guy, right? People are saying that he would have got shot the same way.
A black guy would have never put his hands behind his back. Understand that, people, okay? Listen to me. I'm not trying to be, take sides or anything, but we are just not that damn stupid. We grow up dealing with this type of mess every day of our life, okay? When you're living in South Central LA, okay? So, but what I'm telling y'all now is this is a little different with the officer, because the officer is not an LAPD. He is like more of a SWAT. They
I mean,
under a whole
so-
different
So
state of mind.
so this officer is from the Phoenix police force.
Yeah, but they are SWAT. They don't go out on
What's the-
everyday
what's the-
calls
what's the
because they
difference
go out
between-
because they go out on the calls like that. Someone waving a gun in the air at a hotel. They go on the severe calls. You understand?
So what if this was just a regular a regular a regular police
Officer?
Officer, yeah.
Well-
Would you look at this differently?
Well, I mean, you still got some officers that would have did the same thing. Don't get me wrong. I'm not
Okay.
saying it ain't no bad officers out there. They have the same kind of mind frame that this officer here. But 9 out of 10, they basically don't want to shoot nobody innocently just to be shooting because that brings in a whole lot more. Because now you got the community. You got to go and run around on a daily basis because that's your area. You got to patrol. You got a lot of other things you got to think about
Interesting.
outside of this officer that just took this man's life. He might not never come back to that community ever again versus another officer that worked for 77 or Southwest or one of them that has to be in that community. That's the way he's signed to. Now he got to deal either with the gangs or the community because now you got the activists all in front of the police department
Yeah.
talking about this shooting that just happened. So it's just a big difference in the situation versus
Okay. So
just a regular call to a hotel where you got a guy running around with a pistol versus where an officer has to work in this community and deal with these folks on a consistent basis.
Okay, so just to piece it here, I am black. Oh, Brandon says I am black. I'm not from South Central LA. I would have been just as nervous as that guy on the
Exactly.
ground,
I would have been too.
right?
But I would have followed orders because I would have already been trained and been through situations like this already, just living where I live, okay? So that's the difference, okay? It's not like this guy probably never in his life came encountered the police until that one time, okay? Versus us, this is like a, he raised to deal with him. It's just what it is, okay?
Yeah. So.
And remind you now,
Yeah.
whether you in a gang or out of gang, you're going to deal with the police if you live in anywhere in certain areas of South Central LA. And South Central LA is a big old area. It's not just a little small little area. You're talking about a big old metropolitan area, okay? It's like a city within itself. Bottom line.
Yeah, that's okay. So you have different cities here, and you have different ways people are reacting to these instructions. And so race didn't have anything to do with this.
Well, in my eyes, I don't think so. But maybe in the other folks' eyes, they look at it in a different way. They probably feel like, no, that was a racist situation. But like I said, for the folks that deal with this on a consistent basis, as they was growing up, I didn't see nothing racist about it. I just seen a police confronting a suspect, and his ass better follow what he's saying. And if he don't, then that's what the situation what happened. But that could have been any one of us. But 9 out of 10, us as black men, our hands would have never went behind our backs. Bottom line.
Okay, interesting. Okay. So we got some feedback in the comments. Let's see here. I wonder why you've been trained that way. Do white people from South Central LA have the same training? This is a question for you.
Training? What you mean, what you mean training? White people from South Central LA.
Yeah.
The same training. What you talking about? The same mind frame?
Yeah.
Because we're not trained to do this. This is not a training course that we learned to obey certain demands by officers. We didn't train for this. We grew up with this.
So,
there's a big difference.
What's the difference there?
The difference is that I did not want this, but where I live, it was pushed on me.
Is that a phone? Oh man.
Oh my God, I'm sorry.
Yeah. So that's
excuse me for 1 second?
that's a little thing right there. Yeah. Can you make that go away? Oh man. So
Yeah, you do.
yeah. Sorry about that. Couple of thousand people might be listening to your conversation.
What's going on with you?
So just be mindful of that, okay? But you learn from the street. Yeah. People learn from the street. People learn from encounters with the police on how to deal. Yeah. So hold on, guys. We got a little bit of a thing here. Yeah.
When you get here, you gonna call me though.
Can you put your phone on mute?
Huh?
Can you put your phone on mute? Yeah. So that. Yeah, don't worry like that.
I'll put it on vibrate.
Yeah. You were saying you trained from growing up that way. Yeah, when you're
Wait a
in.
minute. He trained?
No. People are trained, right? When you grow up in certain neighborhoods have more crime than other neighborhoods. And so because of that, you have more interaction with the police, which means that you might be in more situations like we've seen.
Well, let's just kind of change that a little bit. Okay,
yeah.
neighborhood doesn't mean it has to have more crime. It's just more police assigned to that area.
So why are more police assigned to that area? It's because there's more crime in that area.
Well, the police department is nowhere but a few blocks down the street, and they all got to patrol South Central LA. But over on Broadway, there's nothing going on. But when you get to Vermont, it's like it's cracking. Okay, so
yeah.
But they got to have some officers on Broadway in case the cracking on Vermont comes to Broadway. So it's like they grow up learning how black folks, black youth, and young folks act in these communities to know where they really need to be at.
So that's exactly. You I think you just demonstrated my point in that different sections of the city, some stuff is cracking in some places, and in other places
it's not.
It's relatively peaceful. Right. So my question is white people in the places where it's cracking, are they going to also be able to experience that same training?
Well, the thing is, what white folks? What white folks? The Latinos? Is that what you want to ask me?
Man.
Now, you talk about the Latinos, yeah, they're going to experience the same thing.
Okay.
But if you talking about the white folks, where they at? Where?
Okay.
Where? On Hoover, Vermont, Broadway?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's a white
Century?
person.
Where they at?
Hoover and Century.
Hoover and Century? Where they at? Where they live at?
One white person there.
Really?
If there's
9 out of 10, he ain't gonna experience nothing. But what he experienced every night, or what he experienced in his own community, but to come encounter with the police, no.
Why not?
Because they're not gonna pay him no attention because they too busy paying attention to what we are doing.
Why are they paying attention to what we're doing?
Because right now in our communities, and the Latinos and the black dominate that community.
And let's pick an example. I need to pick an example where there's black people but that don't commit a lot of crimes in a lot of neighborhoods. Let's compare that.
What, you want to know where crime is less in the community?
Yeah.
And that black folks live?
Yes.
Oh, let's talk maybe Ladera Heights.
I was gonna say
let's talk
Heights.
like Windsor Hills. Or let's
Windsor
talk
Hills,
like
okay.
Hemet. Let's.
Okay, so Hemet,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
In Hemet,
Mm-hmm.
is there a lot of police there?
Oh, they have no, because my son lives out there, but no.
Okay.
No.
How about are there more police in the areas where black people live in Hemet versus the areas that white people live in Hemet?
There's more police in areas where blacks and Latinos live.
And it's because of the actions that they do?
No, it's because they think that every one of us is a gangbanger. Until they come encounter with us to have to be able to fill us out.
So let's say Baldwin Hills,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Right.
Baldwin Hills. Is everybody in Baldwin Hills a gangbanger?
Well, no. But is it some there? Yes. But
Okay,
the thing
yes.
is with the
But
police
how
dealing
come-
with, let me explain. The
Okay.
police dealing with the Baldwin Hill children is I have to deal with their parents if I just gonna ball them out or do something corrupt, because now they live in a certain community where I know that they can get a lawyer or they can cause me some problem, versus if they go into South Central
Mm-hmm.
then it's like, hey, they're basically,
Scoot up closer to the
basically
mic.
family is struggling. They can't, 9 out of 10 parents don't get involved in their kids' mess, especially if they got a son that's out there doing whatever. Your parents, I told you, boy, this is what's gonna happen. You keep coming in contact with the police. So these are things that a young youth experience when he want to chill with the guys in his neighborhood.
Okay.
But his parents feel like, boy, that little boy gonna get you in a lot of trouble. You keep running with him, but actually, oh, mama, this my friend. He ain't doing nothing. We ain't doing nothing. And 9 out of 10, you're not doing nothing, but it's where you live.
So it's where you live, right? Where you live impacts your encounters with the police.
Exactly.
Right? Okay, great. So in areas like Baldwin Hills,
Mm-hmm.
they're going to have less police there because the people there don't commit as many violent crimes.
Exactly, because the
Right.
people that in South Central can't even afford the houses over there. Let's not try to rent an apartment over there, really.
Yeah,
Okay?
yeah, that's
Yeah.
that's
There's reason why we don't have a lot more of our peoples in these types of areas because the price of living is too high.
So that brings me to my to the thing. Are the police racist against white people? Because we see that, so we go back to all these police shootings and stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
We saw the video there. A lot of people are saying that it's because that's police brutality right there. That what the officer did was wrong. The officer got fired for that. It went to a trial, and people at the trial though said that he wasn't guilty. They tried him for second-degree murder and manslaughter, and he got found not guilty on both of those charges. Probably because they used the same reasoning that you did, right? You told him instructions, and the guy reached down to pull down his pants, and then, bam, that happened.
Hey, man.
So,
My phone.
yeah. That's interrupting the
Excuse me,
thing. No problem. So I think that's
Hello?
very, 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 very key there.
Okay.
Yeah. This might picks up everything here.
Let me step out for a second. I'll be right.
Okay, so basically what I want to do is go here. The jury was clearly blind. Okay, that's interesting. Let me scroll up scroll up here. You're saying trained from growing that way. Yep, encounters with the police. Yeah. Let's see here. So you guys are saying, some of you guys so police paying attention to the more black and Latinos in South Central than white people in South Central. That's not racist. I don't. Yeah, I guess that it's called profiling, right? So that is, I think that is a racial thing right there. If you're gonna say there's a white person in South Central, you're not gonna pay as much attention to them as the black people in South Central. This is part of these things that people say with like anecdotal evidence, right? They say these things because of what their experience are and how they're feeling. So I don't think that you could really point to that as an example. I think you could be walking around South Central LA all the time as a black person and not get that same level of or any different treatment. I don't think that's the case, but people do think that that's the case, and that's why we're talking about it. But there's this paper here that I think is very, very interesting because we're talking about the racial disparities here when it comes to policing. Okay, what we saw in that example before in the video was how there was no differences in terms of how it was unarmed guy, right? He didn't have a gun. He basically sort of followed the police instructions, and he was basically crying for his life, and he got shot and killed, in a very dramatic fashion on on video here, and it's interesting because it seems like it's mostly males that this is happening to. But then if you look at the media is saying that white police officers are killing blacks at a alarming rate, that they're being basically gunned down in the middle of the streets. And so tomorrow I'm going to one of the protests, and this is the feeling, this is the case here that people are trying to say and trying to do. And what's interesting is that I think we need to look at the data. So this is a research article here by David Johnson and Trevor and all these other guys, right? Officer characteristics and racial disparities in fatal officer involved shootings, right? These are people by, this is Berkeley, right? So, that's pretty, that's a pretty liberal area right here, right? So if we look at this, let's see. So this is where it's a difference between where we see just one video, right? Those same things in that video, though, I think are pretty telling because, my brother here looked at the video and the idea of race didn't even come into his mind, right? Hold on. What? His room? Oh, okay. You told me sorry? Yes. Okay, cool. Okay. Yeah, sorry guys. I'm gonna have to edit that out. Oh man, now I gotta edit it out that I'm saying that I gotta edit it out. Whatever. I'm just gonna pause a little bit so that I could find. Now I gotta edit video. Oh, I hate that. Okay. Anyways, what I was saying is this: is that we see one video, right? And we say that that's not racist. There's no really racist bias there.
Right.
How come that when we see these videos on CNN and it's a white police officer and a black victim that we want to say is racist?
Well,
why is that?
Hold on, see, what you shouldn't have never told me is like
get closer to the mic. Yeah.
When you're dealing with CNN, I mean, I'm honestly, I'm not a CNN fan.
Well, okay. How about let's just say tell the media, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because when it's a white police officer shooting a black guy, that's how they report the news. That's how they report. They don't say there was an officer involved shooting or one person shot another. They want to say the races of the people. Why do you think that is? Are they trying to frame it in such a way as to say this was because of race?
Okay, see, one thing you have to understand about us black folks is this here, and that is this here, man.
Mm-hmm.
If we look at a video and we see an officer committing unjustified shooting, because we know we deal with this. Like I'm trying to tell you, we've seen this. We done lost friends by officers, okay?
Mm-hmm.
But we're not stupid to understand why this officer had to shoot him. But when we see it, and we see it in an unjustified way, where, come on, man.
So
he could have.
So people are saying that is that was an unjustified shooting right there.
The one with the guy.
Yeah, that we just saw. Yeah, that one.
Oh well, who are these people?
Huh?
Who are these people? And where do these
Brandon,
people live?
some other people, Corey.
What have they ever experienced in their life to make them sit there and say? Because I'm gonna tell you like this: if that's the case, then I hope they never drive through South Central. I say Inglewood, and get pulled over and do what they do, and then I can tell you what, we'll have this conversation again.
So
The dude didn't follow through suit, man.
They didn't follow.
He didn't follow the direction. The man told him, "Please, sir, listen to what I'm telling you. You basically cannot make no mistakes. So quiet down and pay attention. You got to understand what this officer told him. Now we can sit here and go over and over again about, well, he probably could have shot him in the leg. Yeah, right. What if he had a gun and finna pull that gun to the front and shoot the officer?
Interesting. So that's what I think. I think Joe Biden said that, right? Let's train police officers to shoot people in the leg.
Nobody I know that I grew up with, ran with, low ride with, any of that, my friends, guys, would have never done nothing like that, man. That's just bottom line. I mean, we can sit here and go with this over and over again, and people can call in, throw their comments in, but if you ain't never lived around this type of stuff and know the justification of acting really paying attention to what you're doing, because he asked him, have you been drinking? No.
Which was false, by the way.
Well,
he was drinking.
Well, he should have said that. Then the officer probably would have said, "Okay, this dude been drinking. Let me really pay attention before I do anything to hurt him, because he's under the influence." But him and her said no. Okay, we are asked the same thing when we out there. Well, you been drinking? Why? Because the officer want to say, okay, have you had any
what's your
drugs?
state of mind? Yeah.
Have you been smoking marijuana? Because they want to know, okay, if this dude doing anything crazy, he could be under the influence versus he know what the hell he doing. He's trying to threaten me. So it will make them kind of think a little before they take aggressive action like they took. Because he did ask them, have you been drinking? And they said no.
So does that mean though that when we when we see these videos of all these types of things, right?
Mm-hmm.
That when it's happening to black people,
Mm-hmm.
do we automatically assume that just because that they're black that's why they got killed?
Man, there's black people getting killed every day. A lot of stuff is not even reported.
Mm.
Whether it was justified shooting or unjustified shooting. It's just some things get reported or get recorded and put out there because everybody got a phone, and now basically the whole city's under surveillance. Every corner got a camera facing down at the streets. That's why a lot of criminals can't get away, because they're going to be on camera. But a lot of American people don't know that, because why? They don't pay attention. They too busy looking down instead of looking up. So they looking at their phones and Instagram, Facebook. But then if they looked up, they'd see a camera pointing in their face like, what the hell? Whoa, I'm under surveillance in my own community? Yes, you are. Yes, you are.
Yeah.
They can see you through your phones. They can see you through your TVs. They can see you through your microwave. They can see you through anything with a red dot. So I advise you to unplug it if you don't want to be invaded on, because the government can see everything.
Okay, so let's get into this this article here, which is, I think, very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
It says officer characteristics and racial disparities in fatal officer-involved shootings. Right?
Mm-hmm.
People are saying that when it's a white police officer and a black, that white police officers are basically hunting down and they're killing African Americans.
Okay, well, let's look at it like this, okay? I don't think they hunt them down. It's just that if an officer out there and he decide he just want to have a target practice, and instead of going to the shooting ring and say, hell, I just want to just kill
They're gonna go into
somebody,
the black community.
then they're gonna go where they know is guns and drugs and and poverty. Poverty is more so as, if I take him to jail, he can't bail out, nor could his family bail him out. And half of the time, nobody coming to see him.
You think officers are thinking this?
What?
Yeah.
That's how you know how they're going to treat you.
What?
Yes.
What? Yeah, exactly.
Man, they like working in that neighborhood. Why? Because them type of, some of our people are less threat to them versus them a threat to us. Why? Because one thing about a white person, they will get out there with a picket sign or go into a news and tell it all. Black folks, shit, nothing, same old shit. When actually it wasn't the same old shit, it was a whole different cartoon the way they pulled you over and the way they slammed you around and tossed you up and down and digged all in your pockets, and all you was doing just walking down the street coming from 7-Eleven.
Okay, so do you think that white police officers are killing black people more than they are killing white people?
No, I think black folks is killing black folks more than white folks are killing black folks. Okay, that's
But do you think that there's a racial disparity
no,
here?
I think that there's genocide in our community, you know, and our black folks got to wake up, and that's why.
Is there genocide in the white community?
No.
In the Hispanic community?
No. Well, yeah.
So
yeah.
should Mayor Garcetti put more police officers in the places where there's genocide?
Well, we gotta talk about Governor Newton. You understand? Do you know what Governor Newton did? Governor Newton made it where officers came New Year's, the 1st of January, I believe it was New Year's, where officers cannot pull their gun unless they are totally threatened. They better, that other guy, but the suspect better have a gun. What they want to do is him, because it's all about votes. See what I'm saying? I mean, man, it goes back to politics. All this is all politics. All politics.
Yeah,
okay?
yeah.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Let me just put it like this. Police do all kind of crazy things. Then the people say, okay, I'm going to go over here. I'm going to talk to Maxine Waters. I'm going to tell the police that. Then Maxine Waters come out and she walking the picket sign with the people and doing her thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then she go back to the police department, talk to the people. Hey, y'all calm it down now, okay? I'm just, shit, we can't be doing all this in these people's neighborhood. It's all politics. They all in cahoots. That's why
Okay.
you got hold on.
Uh-huh.
That's why
Mm-hmm.
you have the millenniums out there right now tearing they shit up versus coming to our neighborhoods tearing it up again like they did.
Tearing Maxine Waters stuff up?
No, tearing up the suburbs, the rich folks.
Okay.
I'm always still standing. Our swap meet's still standing. All our stores and everything is still standing. Why? Because we're not going to destroy ours where we have to look at burned buildings every day and walk and look at all the disaster that we committed like we did in the last one.
Yeah,
so
92,
they
94.
took it to a whole nother level, all due to what we doing now. Social media. Social media. You can form an organization beyond your wildest dreams, and that's what happened out there.
Okay, well, subscribe to eyesofreason.com, guys.
And one more thing.
Yeah.
Remember, people.
Because we're going to be talking about racial disparity.
They let out 4,000 inmates out of the penitentiary without a job. No training. No counseling to try to get them witty back into society. What you think they was gonna do? My people's gonna go out there and get some money, and the greatest opportunity happen is now we're gonna go out here and we're gonna get political, and we're gonna go out here and we're gonna march, and we're gonna tell them that that shooting was unjustified. While you got my homies kicking back like, okay, now when they finna kick this shit off? Cause let's go get the money. Let's go get in the stores and get us some shoes, clothes, microwaves, televisions, whatever we can get our hands on. Because that's the news that we're gonna send out there. Cause we're gonna hit them in their pockets. See, people woke up.
Okay, so we're gonna talk about this article here. Okay, officer characteristics and racial disparities in fatal officer involved shootings from Berkeley, California. So you know that they're like far. You know they want to try to put the narrative out there that black people are being killed out in the middle of the streets. Right?
Where? Here?
Everywhere in the United States. You know, people are saying that the United States is a racist country. Okay,
No,
that's.
it ain't.
Oh, you disagree with that?
No, it's not. No, yeah, I disagree with that.
Okay, but that's what people are trying to say.
And listen to me. Let me tell you something about the racist thing, man. You gotta understand one thing, man. Racism is dying off like the old folks are dying off that started it. Okay, ain't too many people living from the 30s and the 40s that carried that through. Okay, this is just a whole new activist that's going on. You know, civil rights leaders that's coming up
Black
now.
Lives Matter.
Okay?
Black Lives Matter.
Excuse me, a whole new activist, a whole new Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, and all of them. They all out there, okay? Now understand one thing. Same thing that happened when they was when Martin Luther King was marching, and all them thousands of black folks out there trying to be able to vote and send their kids to good schools. Okay, well, there was a lot of shit getting tore up then. Well, it's just happening all over again. You know, things repeat itself. Okay.
Yeah, but what is the injustice though that is out there? That's the
The
big
injustice
question.
is that we ain't getting treated fair. The injustice is why they
How?
making it so hard
How?
for black folks to buy a house.
How?
But then Century 21 is putting in anybody, all they people in there.
Whoa. You just said before that in Baldwin Hills it's a majority black neighborhood,
Listen
and
to
people
me.
from the South and South LA
Listen
can't
to
go
me.
in there
Let me share
because they
something
can't
with you.
afford it.
Let me share something with you right now.
Right?
Let me share
You just said
something.
that before.
Listen to me. Let me share something.
Okay, go.
So we got to see, when I tell you everything goes back to politics. Okay?
Okay.
When you're dealing with, when I say Century 21, and see, and I have to say what I have to say because it's the truth.
Is it really
See,
though? Is
Century
it?
21
Okay.
is one of the biggest real estate company in Los Angeles, California, Orange County, anywhere around California.
Yeah.
Period. Okay. But majority dominant of their real estate agents are Latinos. Okay.
Okay.
When we move out, they make sure one of them move in. They are the ones that's turning our community, black community. And I'm not mad at them. It's not about a race thing. It's about when we going to get some real leaders that's going to stand up for us and help our people get in homes, not try to throw us no damn Section 8 or no low income and send us out the doggone Bakersfield and Alamo Valley and all these other damn places, but put us in the community that we want to be in. And that's the difference that's going on right now, man. That's what it is. It's a lot of politics behind all this. Yes, it's some shit.
Okay.
Still, it's keeping our peoples down.
Do you have evidence that Century 21 is mostly Hispanic? That those
That
agents
Century
are mostly Hispanic.
Basically works with any illegal immigrant. It ain't just the Latinos. It's all of them.
So, well, okay. So I'm just trying to, because this is an interesting thing. Are you saying that Century 21 is ran by mostly Hispanic Americans?
Basically, yes.
Okay. Is that something that we could here? Is that something we could, if we go on Century 21's website, is that something we could find?
I don't have to go on Century 21 website. I can go to the streets where they at. I can go to my own community. I can go all around my community and ask my Latino friend, how you get in this house?
And they went to Century 21.
Oh, I don't want to do Century 21. Man.
Okay.
Century 21 is the real estate for the Latino race. Yes, they get them in there without going through a whole lot of ups and downs like a lot of these people send us through. Oh, yes, it's a different thing. But why? Do you want to know why? Now, the other reason why is because dominated the Latino race believe in being entrepreneurs outside trying to work for a company or a corporation for 30 years. Okay, our black people just getting back into entrepreneurship. Okay, when we used to ride and watch them on the freeways and on the byways selling their oranges and flowers and doing all that type of stuff in the hot sun during the summer, I remember like, God damn, why in the hell are you out here like that? Shit, I wouldn't be out here selling no oranges. Well, he the one that owned that big old factory down on Slauson and Avalon. He the one that owned that mama and papa store right there in your community. Remember that face that was on the corner selling the flowers? Now he got the flower shop. So when our people start understanding that, we like, okay, shit, hold on, wait a minute. Hold on. I got to get on the bandwagon. And so that's what's going on now. Now, even through this COVID-19, you got a lot of our black women in their house doing their nails. So they save $40, $50 instead of going to the nail shop. Now they doing their friends' nails. You got a lot of them out there selling COVID-19 masks, but they're black people. Gumbo, okay, barbecue. Like me, I own a barbecue business. So, I own a aquarium business. But
yeah,
we are getting into entrepreneurship, and as you get into entrepreneurship and start making money and start paying your taxes, where you can start building on your credit, not only the credit under your Social Security, but the credit under your tax form, where your company is is about something where you're starting to create jobs and hiring people to work for you. Now they're praying for your company that it stays successful, they can feed their family. So listen, man.
Yeah.
Listen, man. 82, man. We got knocked on our ass with the cocaine epidemic. Black folks, black entrepreneurs. Okay, it took years to bounce back. Okay, but ain't too many of my people smoking no methamphetamine. Who's hooked on that shit? Excuse my French, but who's hooked on that one? It ain't us.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
I mean,
So that's
no, I want you to know it goes around, man.
That's
What
interesting.
goes around, it comes back around, brother. Okay.
Okay. Let's get into this article here. There's widespread concern about racial disparities in fatal officer involved shootings, and that these disparities reflect discrimination by white officers. Okay. Existing database of fatal shootings lack information about officers, and past analytic approaches have made it difficult to assess the contributions of factors like crime. We create a comprehensive database of officers involved in fatal shootings during 2015 and predict victims' race from civilian, officer, and county characteristics. We find no evidence of anti-black or anti-Hispanic disparities across shootings, and white officers are not more likely to shoot minority civilians than non-white officers. Instead, race-specific crime strongly predicts civilian race. This suggests that an increasing diversity among officers by itself is unlikely to reduce racial disparity in police shootings. How do you feel about that?
I really don't know, man.
So what this is saying is that there's a lot of people out there who are saying that white officers are coming and shooting down black people.
No.
Okay, that's what Black Lives Matters is saying.
Listen to me, man.
Right?
Well, it's not happening around my community.
How about back
where
east?
I grew up at.
But we grew up in South Central.
Exactly.
Right?
But they know I was just running around shooting up my homies and my friends and people I know all through that community. I mean, you understand that? I would sit there and tell y'all, you know
Yeah.
what, that.
So
that's
this
what's
is
going
something.
on. So is that a statistic for some years ago, or is that a statistic that's supposed to be right now?
This is basically right now. This is 2015.
Hello, we talking like what, 5 years ago? See, you gotta
Yeah.
understand, communities change. It changes every year because why?
They do.
Listen, let me
They
tell
do.
you why,
But the South Side Chicago has always been black.
Well, we not
The last 5 years.
Oh, you can tell me
South,
about Chicago.
South
I don't know
Central.
about Chicago.
South Central has always been black since
Yeah, but I can
2015.
tell you about South Central. I
Yeah.
can tell you.
So in South Central in 2015, was South Central mostly black in 2015, black and Mexican?
Latino and black.
Okay,
Yes.
great, right?
Mhm.
In 1960s, it might have been different, right? But today and in 5 years ago, it's been mainly constant. Okay.
Both races. That's why we strong together, and that's why we can kick it and we can do business. We can do a lot of things because why? That was my next door neighbor. It wasn't a white man. It was my Latino brother.
So you agree with the research that white officers are not shooting black people more than they're shooting white people? You don't know?
Well,
This is the-
it's not going on within my area range.
Okay.
That's not happening
Okay.
right now. Put it that way. No,
Yeah.
that's not happening right now. Was it happening before? Yes, it was. I was really at the time of the drug game. Okay, it was a lot of things happening. Niggas was rolling with pistols, everything. If I was the police, I'd been scared. Okay.
So-
'cause that's when it was happening, man. Niggas just didn't care. All they cared about getting that dollar. Come on. But now things have changed. That's why you got a lot of brothers that's getting jobs now. So things, the community changed, people changed. They not having that same mind frame.
Mhm.
But
Yeah.
it goes back to, if you want to say,
No.
is there a chance that can happen now that they done let out 4,000 brothers and sisters that don't have a different mind frame?
And you're talking about
to
black
go
people.
and get a job and take care of, black people. Because we haven't seen what's the effect of that yet.
Yeah.
Okay,
No,
so we
well,
got
I
to give
thi-
it another year and see.
Well, no, I know we're seeing it.
Going to get turned up in
We're
the community.
we're seeing it right now when Governor Newsom releases 3,000 inmates from prison
Yeah.
back into our streets. Where did they
wait,
go?
hold on now. Don't get me wrong. I didn't say that was a bad thing to release them. Now let's just get it right. What I'm
But they're locked up in there for violent crime.
No, when they gonna release them, they should have opened up the damn country so they can go get a job, or they can go to this training school they want to go to.
They released them because of coronavirus.
Man, listen to me, okay? Then that's why it's cracking right now. That's why it's cracking right
because
now.
you release a whole bunch of inmates.
Well, you can't release no black brother and think they're gonna stay in the house and follow order. Hell no, they ain't, nigga. They in the streets finna go hit something, get some money, man. Okay, that's what's cracking right now.
Do you think that that's racist to think that? Is that?
Bro, you know what? Hey, y'all see me out here because he really make me that. Let me, your back against the wall. Bro, when your back against the wall, we react. Let my back against the wall, I gotta go get it. And trust me, Lord Jesus, no, I don't want to go out and do nothing criminal or nothing. But dog, I'm not finna let my family starve, nor my children, or nothing else. But I won't hurt nobody, but I have many ways to get some money. And sometimes it's not the way that the law want me to go. But I have to feed my family. I got to pay my bills. I got to take care of my children. If I thank God a lot of them is grown. But I have to look out for me. I want to live a good life.
So these 3,000 non-violent, quote unquote, non-violent, right? Because I think when you steal my motorcycle, I find that to be violent.
Well,
but,
I had some friends get out that was lifers. I mean, they went to jail for murder, and they did 48. One did 46 years. One did 48 years. Another one did 36. And they home now, okay? And they not looking to come to the hood or do nothing like that, but they really just trying to change their life. But there's a lot of lifers that got out, okay? And I'm looking and hoping that these lifers go back to their community, talk to some of their homies and say, nigga, you do not want the 48 years I just did. It is not worth it. None of this is worth it because half the homies didn't even send me a letter, a card, or nothing.
Wow.
So, it's my moms or my sister or my kids that took care of me through these years that I stayed in prison. So, we hoping that a lot of these guys come back and share that knowledge of prison and being told what to do and being told when to piss, when to eat, when to do this, when to do that these guys do not want to experience it, especially the young youth, the 16, the 15, 16, 17-year-old, because they are the new generation, the next generation. And we hoping that the guys and women that came home will share that knowledge in their community because half of them are going to go back to their community and they will let their friends in the community know, even the gang members in that community, nigga, you do not want to do 46 years. Nigga, I had to go through a lot and seen a lot because trust me, it's not cute in prison, not one damn bit. And I had to experience it to find out, and I asked the Lord, why? And you know what he told me? And it's crazy. He said, Dwight, I told you to stop doing what you was doing. You know what I was doing? I was selling marijuana before they passed the law. And when they passed the law, I was a month out of prison. And Arnold Schwarzenegger signed the damn law in. And they like, Dwight, come down here to the parole office and we got to take you off parole. I said, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Take me off. She said, yeah, Arnold Schwarzenegger signed the parole. They shouldn't even took you to prison for this. I don't know why you went to prison for this. And I said, well, because the Lord wanted me to experience prison so I'd be able to tell other brothers what they don't want to experience, because the Lord allowed me to be able to sit with lifers, sit with niggas that have committed 5 or 6 murders, and they asking me, Dwight, DJ, would God forgive me for the murders that I committed? And I said, well, I'm going to tell you the truth. He'll forgive you, but you're going to have to deal with the consequences of your actions. So, you might just have to sit in here for the rest of your life. But yeah, God will forgive you. God will forgive us for anything we do. But what the Lord is trying to tell us is sin can cause you to leave this earth earlier than God expected you to leave here, because he gives us a choice. And every day we wake up and walk out our doors, we have to make a choice of what we're going to do for the day, because we only got today, because tomorrow's not promised to us, and yesterday can't do nothing for you today. So all we got is today in God's eye. In our eye, we plan for next week. We plan for next month. We plan for next year. No, in God's eye, I'll put you to sleep tonight and you'll never see tomorrow. Because why do God tell us that? Because if you able to stay in the moment today, then you will get on your knees at night and pray to him and ask him for anything you could have done against the heavens and ask him, can I see another day? That's how you have that personal relationship with God. Do not project to tomorrow. Stay in the moment today. Today. All you got is today. And that's what I teach my children. I have taught them all their life. All you got is today. Because the minute you project, you could be totally wrong. And you implant some stuff, and that's why you got a lot of people got high blood pressure, heartburn, diabetes, stress, in a whole lot of pain, can't be happy, I'm just never happy. They got all the money in the world, and they still ain't happy. Because why? You ain't got God in your life. You ain't got God in your life. You ain't got shit. That's what I have to say about to anybody. You got to have the Lord in your life. I don't care where you live, what type of lifestyle you trying to get to, what you want, who your friends is, how you communicate. All that means nothing because the Lord shut the whole world down. He shut it all down. Anything man can love, he shut it all down. He made every athlete rethink what their path really is about. It ain't about that ball boy because you're fucking dying tomorrow. Look at what Kobe. Thank God Kobe and his daughter went to church that morning before they got on that helicopter. Okay, people don't even know that. They went to church that morning before they got on that helicopter. Why? Because if you ain't got God in your life, you ain't going to heaven, you're going to hell. Trust me. So I hope all of y'all out there have accepted the Lord Jesus Christ, your personal Lord and Savior. Because you ain't going to be able to save yourself. And there is another life after this life. Trust me. And I'm a brother from South Central LA and been through a lot, and I truly believe that. You got to have a conscious contact with the Lord Jesus Christ.
Amen.
Bottom line.
Okay.
Bottom line.
Okay, so we're gonna get back to this data here, because a lot of people here's the glasses. Okay. A lot of people want to say that America is racist. They want to say that white cops are going around shooting us as African Americans and other minorities. Right. And this comes from anecdotal evidence, and it also comes from the fact that, like we was talking about before, in our communities, we just have more crime happening, just more stuff going on, more things going down. And so we're going to be interacting with the police a lot more and all of this. And so looking at this paper here, is basically saying that they found a way to catalog all of these shootings, the officer race and the race of the person who were doing it. It says race specific county level violent crime strongly predicts the race of the civilian shot. And although we find no overall evidence of anti-black or anti-Hispanic disparities for shootings, when focused on different subtypes of shootings, data is too uncertain, right? So basically what this is trying to say is that because these shootings has captured public concern, leading in part to the Black Lives Matter movement and a presidential task force on policing. Okay? Central to this debate are whether black civilians are overrepresented in FIOs, meaning fatally involved officer shootings or something like that, and whether racial disparities are due to discrimination by white officers. Okay, so there was a lack of data about all this being collected, so these people actually collected the data about it. When officers fire their weapons at civilians, there are three possible outcomes. They miss the civilians, they result in a non-fatal hit, or they result in a fatal hit. Now, only do officers miss civilians the majority of times they fire. Many shootings do not result in fatalities. If you get shot by the officer, you might not die. Thus, it's important to be clear at the outset that our analysis speaks to racial disparities in the subset of shootings that result in fatalities.
Okay, yeah, but are you talking about just one time, or are you talking about
They're talking
getting
about
shot twice or 3 times? I mean, come on now,
Well,
let's think about
well,
it.
they're
Because maybe
talking.
an officer that might shoot once, saying, "Hell, I don't want to hurt him or kill him. I just want him to stop doing what he's doing," versus one and say, "Pow, pow, pow, nigga, you dead. I hear you ain't supposed to live no more." So
Well, that's a fatal shooting.
oh, there
right.
it is. Then.
If
So
you die.
yeah.
So look at this. However, using population as a benchmark makes a strong assumption that black and white civilians have equal exposure to these shootings. If there are racial differences in exposure to these situations, calculations of racial disparity based on population benchmarks will be misleading. Okay, but look at this. Look at this. So they're basically talking about how other people have analyzed this data here. But look at this. When violent crime is used as a benchmark, anti-black disparities in files disappear or even reverse. So guys, this is pretty important data here. It's saying that when you're controlling for violent crime, that part that's happens, blacks do not get killed at the same level at greater levels than white people do for the same types of violent crime. There's no disparity there. And this is where I think the Black Lives Matter movement totally gets it like crazy wrong. So what they do here is they use multinomial regression. Okay?
Oh, Black Lives Matter?
No, this analysis here.
Okay.
They use regression based on not just looking at race, but looking at race on one angle and shootings on one, and also the population of the officers, right? If it's a black officer, white officer versus civilian, all this kind of stuff right here. Okay. So they ask, what factors predict a person of a race fatally shot by police, right? So if we think that it's because of systematic racism that white officers shoot black people more, right? Then we would have data that would basically show that. So look at this. By focusing on individual shootings, we can test how much officer and civilian characteristics predict racial disparities. Okay, so going down here some more. Even if a person fatally shot during a criminal encounter is more likely to be black than white, this disparity will be difficult to detect if white civilians commit suicide by police intervention more frequently. So that's a problem right there. But look at the results here. Going to do here. So officers are overwhelmingly male, and the average officer has almost 10 years of experience. So these are experienced officers that are shooting people. Let's see here. I'm gonna skip down to the. Okay, so this is important here. It says greater anti-black and anti-Hispanic disparity among fatal shootings where more black or Hispanic officers were involved might not be due to bias, but to simple overlap between officer and county demographics. Okay. So look, it says here, black officers were not more likely to fatally shoot black civilians, and Hispanic officers were less likely to fatally shoot black or Hispanic civilians. Okay. So
the other part though, so although
yeah, what are you saying?
Right here, although what the later disparity was still significant.
Yeah, meaning that there definitely is a difference, 1.23 versus 1.29%.
Well, the thing is this here, you got to remember that Latinos and black, we grew up together. So, if my son became an officer, which I have a son that is one, 9 out of 10, he would think before he want to kill a Latino. You know what I'm saying? It's like we have to see more before we just want to just take somebody's life, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And I think the same with the Latino, because we got more Latino officers in our community now than we did back in the 80s or the 90s. Because why? The Latino race would go in to become officers when we grew our kids up, making them think that, well, I didn't, but I know a lot of my peoples did.
Yeah.
Making them think that polices are bad people and you don't want to stay away from them, they ain't no good, and da 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 da. So you get a lot of black youth when they graduate out of high school, they don't want to have nothing to do with being a law enforcement. Okay? It's just now, within, I say, 2005, that you start seeing young youth becoming security guards. And then from security guards, they want to make more. Man, I can get my guard card. And once I get my guard card, I'm going to go get my weapon card. And, oh, man, shoot, I'm just going to be a police. So now you're starting to see the young youth getting involved in becoming officers, because I'm not going to lie, it wasn't very many black officers out in our community for years and years. And the Latino was rising in the ranks of being LAPDs and stuff, you know, and it wasn't by, you know, because our race couldn't be police. It was because the frame of mind thinking that a lot of parents put in their children about police, to the point it kind of pushed them away from wanting to be a police.
So as a result of that, let's continue reading. It says here, the race of a person fatally shot followed race-specific homicidal rates, right? It also says here, as the proportion of violent crime committed by Hispanic civilians increased, a person fatally shot was more likely to be Hispanic. It then also says, as white crime rates increased, a person fatally shot was less likely to be black or Hispanic. Does that make sense? Right? If you have more crime, if white people commit more crime, they're gonna be more fatally shot. That's what this data shows here. And we got this whole graph here. So race-specific crime was a very strong predictor of civilian race, explaining 44% of the variance of the race of a person fatally shot. This reveals that the race of a person who was fatally shot closely tracks the same race with violent crime. Okay, so then we actually look at the racial disparities here, and it says basically, when all predictors are centered are effects coded, the test of the intercept indicates racial disparities of the average shooting. If you scroll down some more, so they're basically creating a model here, trying to determine, if we look at the model, how much of the actual disparity here is done by race. So if you look here, it's basically saying that there's no disparity when you look at it based on violent crime, right? If you are black and you commit a violent crime, you're gonna get shot at the same amount of rate that if you're white and you're committing a violent crime, right? But if we look at our jail system and we look at the prison population, why are more people in prison black and Hispanic versus white? Right? It's because
a lot of whites in prison.
It is a lot of whites in prison, but blacks only make up 12% of the population in the United States. But yet we're over, I think, about 40% of the
who only makes up?
African Americans are only 12% of the population. But we represent 40% of people in prison.
That's not true. That's not true.
Okay, what?
I've been there. That's not true. Because
there's not a lot of...
No, because there's a lot of Hispanics in prison too.
Well, no, well,
there's a
yeah,
high number of Hispanics
but this is
okay, and there's a high number of blacks. So it's basically, man, I don't even want to hear the white man statistics, because they're gonna tell the people anything they want to tell them. That's their brainwashing. You got to experience it and talk to somebody that been to prison to find out, man. Please, it's a high rate of all races in prison. Okay, now if you
So-
want to talk about low race, let's talk about the Asians. That's a low rate of people in jail. Okay?
That's a different.
Okay.
That's a.
Yeah, but they live in here too. They American citizens. They out there in the community too, and now they living right in our community because it ain't the white folks that came to our community. The Asians came before they came. Okay, they just now starting to push their way into our community and say, okay, I take haven here. Well, it was only because the floods, the doggone hurricane, earthquakes, and the animals swimming with them, and it's a whole lot of reason why they came out the hills and came up back down the flat land and say, okay, I'll go live with the black race and different things too. And another thing too is because a lot of our children have white friends and Latino and Asian friends.
Okay, okay.
Because they go to school with them.
That's true. So this is the main paragraph right here that was interesting. So we're gonna look at the data here, and we're gonna respond to that, right? Because we have our own experience of how we dealt with in prison and our different neighborhoods and all this kind of thing, and we gotta take all that into account. And when you look at the data, it says this: we did not find evidence for anti-black or anti-Hispanic disparity in police use of force across all shootings. Okay. And if anything, found anti-white disparities when controlling for race-specific crime. While racial disparity did vary by type of shooting, no one type of shooting showed significant anti-black or anti-Hispanic disparity. The uncertainty around these estimates highlights the need for more data before drawing conclusions about disparities in specific types of shootings. Right? So This group of researchers from Berkeley found, by looking at all of this data in 2015 across all these different groups and back, by creating this database, right? They found that you're more likely to be fatally shot or shot in general if you're white.
What I just tell you a minute ago, man, you better not pay no attention to this data here and go do your own research, because this here is to tell you, man, this is like going to school. If I'm going to sit there and read...
So you don't believe the data? You don't believe the research?
I don't want to hear about Christopher Columbus when we already had a Iraq war.
What?
That's like...
That's like what?
Giving me old...
This 2017.
That's their old data that's outdated to what it is going on today. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
So what
that's
changed
not
between
happening, man.
2017 and 2020? What changed? The attitudes in police officers, did they just get more racist in 4 years?
Right now?
No. Between 2017 and 2020, what has happened? What differences has happened there?
Man, listen to me, man. The drug game played out, and now it's the marijuana game, man. It's like we don't have to mess with them no more. They out smoking their weed and having their drinks. So right now, they not out shooting and gang banging and blowing each other's heads off. They just want to go out low riding through 360s in the middle of the street.
Okay. So
it's a big lot change in our community since 2017 versus 2020.
So, are the police racist?
The racism of the police is changing. Why? Because they got predominantly Latino police on the force now. They're only 24 and 25 years old.
So in 2015, were the police racist?
2015, I can't say what the police was doing in 2015.
Okay,
because I wasn't really dealing in my
how about
community then.
Okay, so when we look at the data,
but I didn't hear in my community like my homie people going to jail or this is happening. All I've heard is things that go on within the community, not really what the police is doing. The police gonna patrol, do their thing. You look like you got a gun doing something. The way these niggas sag, you probably have to pull some of them over. You know what I'm saying? Just in order for my little brother or my niece to live.
Okay, so some people are saying because of Donald Trump. I think I'm seeing something in the comments here. Because of Donald Trump, people are getting more. Police officers are more racist now. And come close to the cameraman. Come
Wait a minute.
Come close to this.
Because of Donald Trump, that
police officers are more racist now.
Hell no. These police ain't they the same way they been as it was in the 80s or the 90s. It ain't too much change about how they attitude is. It's basically what they're doing now is more like saying it depends on how aggressive his ass is when we pull him over, how he talk to us. Is his voice gonna be like, what the hell you pulling me over for? What did I do? And this is the attitude of some of my peoples, okay? I mean, they have the right to say what they want to say because some of them don't like getting pulled over for no reason. And then you got some of us that be like, yes, officer, what's the problem? Why? Because we already know we not even finna go there. We ain't finna have no back and forth. You ain't finna start jerking me around. So let me try to give a smooth approach so I can feel him out. So it's a feel thing, man. I can't really... It's a feel thing. It depends on who you are and what you about and how you just look at the situation. I mean, that's the real about it right now.
So with that, it's like between 2017 and between 2000 today and 1980, there hasn't been any attitudes in how the police interact with black people.
Man, well, you know what? See, when you're saying black people, then you got different types, man.
We got different types of black people.
You got the ordinary black people that just not involved. They go to work every day. They come home. They mind their own business. They got a whole different set of society, so they don't even come encounter with the police like that.
Yeah.
So you got to look at what type of people are you really talking about, because that's what we got to beam in on, because there's two different types of people. And it's just what it is. It is what it is.
So are you saying there's different types of black people?
Yes. You got the ordinary black people that goes to work.
Describe those types.
Them the ones that...
Talk to the mic.
Them are the ones that go to work, raise their children, try to keep their children away from crime and bad people, or being misled into doing things they shouldn't do. Okay?
Yeah.
That never come encounter with the police. Like my moms or my aunties or even a few of my brothers and sisters, they just never come encounter with the police. Why? They not putting themselves in a situation to come encounter with the police. Unless they get pulled over, okay?
Yeah,
that's it. A little driving violation or something, okay?
Oh, they got pulled over because they was black, right?
No, they got pulled over because she didn't stop at the stop sign. Okay? Okay? See, you got to understand the police.
No, but you hear a lot of people say that, right? They pulled me over because I'm black. Driving around black, right?
We got a whole lot of things out there. You know, you can throw a lot of labels on a lot of reasons why certain thing. But there's two types of black folks out there that there's folks that doesn't never come encounter with the police, and there's folks that comes encounter with the police, because why? We sometimes put ourselves in situations where the police is going, if they pull up, they gonna stop us.
Okay. So what describe the different types of black people that there are out there?
Okay, you got got some of our people that like to hang out in front of the liquor stores and have their beers and chill and talk the old man talks, and then you got the ones out there slinging they dope and they weed and you know what I'm saying, and doing they hustles and things, okay? And you got the gangbangers that just want to kick back and chill in the hood and watch and guard the hood and make sure the wrong nigga don't come down the street, and they don't care. They sagging and got their guns here or there, and there's a chance they can come encounter the police at any minute. So you got different people doing different things that can draw the police to you, or you doing something that can keep the police away. And how many of the people that keep the police away are the people that's not even trying to be seen? They just going in their house, water their grass, doing the normal things that people does. And then you got the people that just out getting their money, hustling, or like got criminal friends and they got cool friends that go to school. So it depends. It's just, you know, our mamas tell us, you know, be careful who you keep company, because your company can make you end up in prison because of, you know, being with somebody. Hey, the next thing you know, the police gonna say, hey, well, he just robbed a lady. Well, well, you was with him. So there's the things, you know, it depends on what type of company you keep, man. What type of friends are you around? What are you doing in your community? Are you productive, or are you out just doing criminal activities? That's what gets you encounter with the police on a consistent basis, when you out doing criminal activity.
So yeah. I think we both basically agree that it's depending on what type of company you keep.
Well, put it like this. It's
What your attitudes are? Because there's different.
I'm finna size it up so good for everybody.
Okay.
It depends on what's on your record when they run your name and find out who you are.
Ooh.
That's what's gonna make them have their attitudes.
Not racist.
No.
Not racism.
Are you a criminal? Are you a drug dealer? Are you a pimp? Are you a gang member? I'm been to prison. I did murders. I had violent crimes on your record. You a jacker? You a car thief? You like to do burglaries? Who are you? And that's how they finna respond to what they come up on that damn teletype after they ran your name. Then that's when you finna see the attitude. Now, if your criminal activity you got years back where you ain't did nothing in 10 years or 8 years, then there's a chance they might come at you in a very respectful way. But baby, if you a known gang member, oh, it's a done deal, nigga. They finna come like police. Nigga, what you doing out here? Where you going? Where you from? Oh, no, I ain't from nowhere. Oh, yes, you are, because they got everything right there. So it depends on what they finna run and what's finna come back. And that's what's going to really set the attitude of how the officer going to encounter you.
So
I advise anybody out there, don't get a criminal record.
Don't get
Keep
a criminal
your record
record.
clean because your chances of being treated like a citizen is very, very high. Okay? Now get a criminal record, then your chances of being treated like an asshole is very, very high. Bottom line.
So would you say that for black people as well as white people? Does the same rule apply?
Yes, the same apply. Let a white man have a criminal record and have some violence on his butt, gonna get treated just like they would treat a black man. Yes, I have to say that. Yes. Okay. One thing police is a lot of them. They don't like criminals.
The data shows that they're more likely to be killed fatally.
Who?
White people.
Well, because a lot of them is on methamphetamine, so crystal meth. I mean, Sherman. I mean, they got some serious drugs, heroin, and they do stupid shit when they on that. So yeah, it's like 9 out of 10. But for some reason, niggas think like, hold on now, I'm high as shit, but let me sit down. Hold on. Yes, officer. What you say? Put my hands where? Behind my head? Okay. So we think because we already know what our chances is or something. Well, white people don't know. They don't come and count it like they high. And they be like, well, what did I do? Like that guy we just seen that got shot.
So we're going to wrap up in a couple of minutes because been online for way too long.
Right. I hope it's helping somebody.
I hope it's helping somebody too. So somebody in the comments was talking about systematic racism. Are you familiar with that term?
Systematic racism.
Yeah.
Man,
so
like some dictionary shit. Break that down.
It is, but so people are saying because of that the person who's gang banging, right? They're gang banging because they're in a community that is poor. Okay?
No, people.
Hold
on.
Let me finish.
I'm gonna kill that off real quick. You ain't gotta finish. I can finish it for you. Let me kill that off and tell you why a lot of black brothers join gangs. Okay, it's not something that's performed that we like basically thought of.
Read the articles.
It's really in our inheritance. Okay.
In our inheritance.
And in our inheritance. This goes back way generations, okay?
So
we're used to coming together.
Let me finish though. No, but let me finish.
Yeah.
Let me finish. People are saying that there is racial disparities in shootings and all of this stuff because people are in the situation that they're in because racist policies have made their schools not as good as the white people's schools, they don't have as many jobs as the white people have, and it's due to not their own choices really, but it's due to the racism that exists because America is built on racism. Right? America is built on slavery.
Wait a minute, are you talking about our school system?
I'm talking about everything.
Versus the white folks' school system?
Yeah, all of that, right? Because black people, we live in houses that don't collect as much taxes, so there's not much taxes to the schools, so the schools are worse, and so that's why people join gangs and more of that. But because, so I'm just trying to explain to you in a very fair way, and if you're in the comment section and I'm saying this, well, I'm about to end it, so, But here's the thing: because of slavery,
Mhm.
right,
Mhm.
and Jim Crow, which were done by Democrats, by the way, but we don't want to talk about that right now.
Mhm.
But because of slavery,
Mhm.
from slavery until the civil rights movement in like the 90s and today,
Mhm.
all of that where we see, with the situation where people becoming in gangs
Mhm.
is because of the racism that exists from America's very core and foundation. That systematic racism has permeated in our society to such a thing where you go to the liquor store and it's owned by Hispanic person or Asian person because of systematic racism, right? Entrepreneurship amongst black people are down because of systematic racism, because of those disparities.
That's not true. That's not true.
Systematic
Because
racism.
no, because in the 60s and the 70s we had it all. We had all the gas stations, we had all the liquor stores, we had all the mama papa stores, we had meat markets. I lived that era. We had it all. When the drug game came in 80 and to 81 and 82.
White people did that though,
Okay?
right?
I'm not gonna blame nobody. All I know is the drug came in and I was seeing people use drugs I would have never would have thought would have hit a crack pipe. I would never would have thought. I watched people lose 6 and 7 houses because houses was cheap. You could buy a house for $15,000, $20,000.
What? Okay.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So it's easy for our parents to own more houses and have rental property. But that drug game came in, and I don't know what Satan threw in our community, but it tore it up. And that's how we lost our black entrepreneurship. Because why? The parents wasn't able to teach it to the kids because they were strung out on drugs. So
Wow.
you got to understand, education got to go on, but it starts in the house first. But if the education in the house ain't in the house, how can the kid ever know? Because schools wasn't teaching you how to become an entrepreneur. They was basically teaching you
Because of
how
racism.
to go out and work for someone.
Because of racism, right? Systematic racism.
No, because
Okay.
black folks lost the way. We lost our way. A lot of us wanted to be drug dealers instead of entrepreneurs. A lot of us was just got into the money. Greed came into our race, in our society. Okay, it had nothing to do with the white man. Okay, we want to sit there and say, well, the white man the one that put the drugs in our community. Well, he didn't tell us to pick it up. He didn't tell us to walk on that corner and sell it to our own peoples.
Oh man! Wow.
He did not tell you to go sell that dope to that pregnant woman. We had no care and no concern for our own people but the mighty dollar of, can I be that baller in my community and make a name for myself outside just being from this hood? That's what happened. Now, take it years later, you got all kind of black folks teaching their kids how to start their own business. We didn't have social media then. Wasn't none of that. We had doggone pagers. The 80s, they was pagers, people. No cell phones, no PlayStations, no big screen TVs. Okay? Really, nothing to do. Unless you had some money to take your girl or your girlfriend to a movie, or that's when the swap meets start forming. The Koreans knew. I think whoever the drug dealers told them, hey, look here, y'all better go get all them doggone swap meets going in them nail shops because these brothers finna be balling. Yes, you had a lot of ballers, but you had a lot of our people's toe up.
So
They lost a lot of our, man, we lost a lot of property, man. We lost everything, man.
due to racism.
No, due to the drug invention. The drugs.
Was the drugs? We're probably have to talk about that a
See,
whole
because
different
the
day.
reason I can say that because my mother and father lived in there. They didn't lose. They didn't mess with drugs, and they got everything. Okay, I have family members that never messed with drugs, and they kept everything. But majority of the peoples, man, and it was people that you wouldn't even think would touch crack cocaine, was strung out on crack cocaine and lost a lot, dog. And we lost a lot. Okay, and you can't blame it on nobody. That's when you can never recover because you too busy blaming the people. I'm not giving the white man no justice on that. That was us because we shouldn't have never gave it to our peoples.
Wow.
Shouldn't have never gave it to our peoples.
We gave it to
We
our
should have
peoples.
told our peoples. Man, we didn't know.
It
We
wasn't-
thought,
it wasn't-
we
it
thought it
wasn't-
was just another high than weed because everybody was hooked on weed.
Mm.
Okay, when the
In-
crack
in the
epidemic
80s?
Huh?
In the 80s?
In the 80s.
Okay, yeah.
When the crack hit our neighborhood, they wasn't putting it on the pipe when it first came. They was putting it in the weed. Primos.
Oh, wow.
Okay? Then some fool learned how to rock this shit, and then next thing you know, they say, just put it on the pipe, get the 151, dip it the little cotton in the 151, and put it to the, and pull it, and you're gonna feel so good. And people really felt so good, but they had no idea that this addiction is gonna take everything you got and make you neglect your children. And that's what happened. You neglect your children when you stop teaching them because you're too busy walking down to the rock house or sitting in the rock house. They had a rock house in at least 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 of them on every street.
So I think we're probably gonna bring you
that
back again
Oh.
for another conversation about crack cocaine, because I really I don't know too much about. I know from what I read,
Yeah.
but
Well, I just don't want to see my peoples out
Yeah.
there, and I mean,
But-
you always got the young people. See, the young people, they will, they don't
we're,
know what
we're,
happened.
we're, yeah, I know, but people are believing and are saying that it's because of racism, that the fact that African communities, a lot of them in the United States, aren't doing as well. But you're bringing a whole different kind of context to that.
Yeah.
So
not-
it's
See, you can't blame. You can't do the blame game. I mean, bottom line, I'm not going for the blame game.
Okay.
I'm not going for it was a racist thing. And no, we sold this stuff to our people at any cost to get that mighty dollar and that nice car, the jewelry around your neck, the most prettiest girl that you would never get until you start making $5,000 to $10,000 a day. Okay.
that's a lot of money.
Let you understand, when you start making that kind of money living in South Central LA, listen to me, ain't nobody finna tell you what to do, and you can care less because you know you have never seen that unless that crack was, and you had it, and you sold it, and you didn't care if your auntie, your cousin, hell, if someone didn't care if their mama was on it, their daddy was on it. Come on, people, you know.
Wow.
Okay, come on. But that's another subject we will be talking about.
That
again.
is another
Supernatural
subject.
Baby D 83. Instagram me. God bless you. I love you all out there. Stay blessed, stay safe, and keep your head up. And don't do the blame game. Don't do the blame game, because why? You can never grow. Pointing fingers. No, point them back at yourself and say, I would not be an ignorant white boy or ignorant nigga or ignorant Latino. I'm not going to be ignorant by pointing fingers at other folks when I need to be educating myself so that I can be a better person. Because if you become a better person, hell, you can make the world change. Hell, who say ain't going to listen to you? Okay? We need people to help people and help us grow mentally and stop doing the blame game. You know, cause all we got to do is refrain our foot from evildoers and get around people that's doing the right thing. You might not never come encounter with the police unless you need them because somebody breaking in your shit or robbing you for your shit. Remember that. We need polices because I wouldn't be safe, feel good if no police can come see about my mother or my brothers and sisters or my wife or any of my friends. I would have to carry a gun every day. Who wants to walk around with a gun every day because you scared? You don't know what's coming. Like I told people right now, I say, okay, everybody worried about the COVID-19. No, I'm worried about the nigga in the mask that's behind me, on the side of me, or in front of me. That's what I worry about. I'm not worried about the COVID-19. I'm worried about all these different people in these masks and I can't see their face. That's what y'all better be worried about. That's the problem. It's because we can't see folks' face that's all around us. And you don't know who they are or what they capable of. And it doesn't matter what race they is. It's criminals out there that will hurt me, you, or any one of us. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
But so in conclusion, the police aren't racist? We looked at the data.
Listen, man. Come on. Listen. Let's put it like this. we all know that there's some racist people out there.
Okay.
But we also know that my black folks can be racist too. Okay.
Don't want to talk about that yet.
Okay?
That's a whole
my
other.
black folks can be racist too.
That's a whole
okay?
other subject right
so
there.
It's that blame game thing. So I don't really look at it like that. So I don't never have to approach a wrong white person that's really nice, kind. Because I go to church where I have different people in my thing. So I don't like to judge nobody. I judge you by your character, not by what he told me about you or what the news media telling me. I have to talk to you myself, and then I can say, you know,
Is
that's a
someone
racist
posting
motherfucker, or that's a really good white dude, or that's a really good woman over there. So it depends on, you know, I got to come encounter with it. I just don't want to be judging people. I can't do that. Then you won't meet good people because you're too busy judging. I don't do that. That's why I'm loved. I thank the Lord I'm in love. People
Amen.
love to see me come in person.
Amen.
Oh, that nigga coming. Oh, that's Baby D. That's DJ. Oh, I love him. Come on.
So I think we're about out of time.
Yeah,
But
I had fun.
Yeah.
I had fun. I hope y'all come back, you know. I want to only share what I know. I'm not just talking and blabbling words. Trust me. Other than that, I was shut
No,
up.
that's why.
You know,
that's why I waited 2 hours
but
for you to come
I
on.
really want to see
Because
things change for our people, but I want our people to understand. You got to want this. If you don't want or make a good life for yourself and want
Baby D. So when we go out there and we march and we say, hold out signs to say Black Lives Matter and stop racism and all of this, is that going to do anything?
For who?
For black people.
Well, I tell you what they did do.
What
They taught our black people how to go out and be political and go and fight for what you believe in, because we lost that too. Okay? We start watching the news and saying that. That's one thing I do get white for. Mess with a white man, white woman, do something they ain't supposed to, they will march on you to school. See, that's another thing. We didn't get to that point, but you said another day.
Yeah, trying to land this.
Oh my goodness.
We'll talk about the school. We're gonna have a lot of episodes together.
They teaching my peoples how to fight for what they believe in.
That's what. Okay. But nothing. But like we said before, from the 1980s to today, nothing has changed in terms of police stuff. We've seen from the data that Black people are not more likely to be shot fatally by the police or being officer-involved shootings.
Because we just don't do the stupid things. We just know better. We know better. We want to live. We want to go home.
As Black people.
Yes, we really want to go home. Trust me, we want to see our children, our wives, our girlfriends, you know, I can be in our community. No, we do not want to die. We have seen a lot of death.
That's true, guys. So if you're watching this on YouTube, Twitch, or Facebook, write down stuff in the comment section below. I know that there's probably a whole lot of comments in it. So, you know, just be aware of that we don't have any time to look at all of those things, because it's just many different platforms. Sorry about that. You know, but what we're gonna do is we're gonna close out with prayer real quick. Let's do that.
Can I lead it?
Yeah. You go. Yeah.
Oh, Father God, we come to you today, Father God. We know, Father God, you was here. You say when two or more come together, Father God, in your name, you will be in the midst of it, Father God. There's a lot of things that was said today. A lot of people out here, Father God, don't know really what to do, what to think. You understand, Father God? But today, Father God, we know, Lord, you in the midst of all this chaos, Father God. And we know, Father God, for those that look up to you, that you're going to see us through, you're going to cover us, and you're going to cover our family and our children. And we're going to work. You're going to bless this earth. Because right now, Father God, a lot of people really need to be in at home with their family. Because a lot of family healed from these 5 months that we've been locked down. And you can sit there and say that, oh, wow, I'm this, I'm that. But there's healing going on right now, people. There's real healing where brothers and sisters are talking now. And sisters and brothers and mothers and fathers, and marriages is getting stronger and tighter. And most of all, everybody put on some weight if you ain't drugged out. 'Cause I done put on a lot of weight. My wife, my friends. So we was able to eat good and heal our bodies so we can get ready to get back out there and work our butts off. But at least we'll be a lot more healthier than we was before this shutdown. So I just thank God for all of y'all, and I love all of y'all. God bless you. Stay safe and keep doing what you're doing. God is good. Amen.
Amen. Subscribe. EyesaReason.com. Big Baby D. Is that your Instagram? What's your Instagram?
Supernatural Baby D 83.
Supernatural Baby D. Find us on YouTube, Twitch, Facebook. Share this. A lot of stuff. We're gonna try to start on time next time. But other than that, be safe. Be blessed. Thank you for listening.
God bless.
God bless.